Hi guys, how's it going? Welcome to ProofWLSWorks. I'm your Thursday vlogger, BanditStephanie or Stephanie, and today is Thursday, September 27th, 2012. So welcome. Thanks for watching as always, and I'll get right to this week's question. It is revolving around the morning of food. So the question is, did you or do you struggle with the fact of having to eat smaller quantities of meals, eating different types of food? Did you get depressed during your pre-op, post-op liquid phase? And how do you deal with the morning of food? Definitely a good topic. I believe this is another viewer topic, so thank you guys so much for your suggestions. And so I will answer the second question first. So did I get depressed during the pre-op or post-op liquid phase? And I absolutely did. So for me, a little background information, I am a lap band patient. So when I had started my journey, I was 314 pounds. Therefore, my BMI was over a 50, and that required me to do a 2-week pre-op liquid diet. And prior to my wanting weight loss surgery, I had not done a 6-month supervised diet or anything like that. So I jumped right into this 2-week pre-op liquid diet, and I will tell you, day one, I almost quit and said, you know what, I do not think I can do this. This is so hard. I've never done anything this hard in my life, and it was very depressing. And as the days went on, I felt a little bit better and better, and I tried to look at the positives as to why I was doing this, and knew that it was only going to be a temporary feeling. So definitely during the pre-op, it was one of the toughest things I feel like I've had to do in my entire life. As far as the post-op liquid diet goes, I would say I wasn't as much depressed about that, only because for a short period of time after my surgery, I really didn't have much of an appetite, so the liquid phase didn't really faze me. And, you know, it wasn't nearly as bad as the pre-op liquid diet, that's for sure. But it's an interesting question in regards to, you know, the loss of food and how you deal with that. And, you know, do you get depressed with not being able to eat certain foods, or not being able to eat certain quantities of foods? And that's something that I struggled with for a while, and I still do struggle with. And I think it's basically like, you know, I get in these moments where it doesn't matter if I'm hungry or not. I just want to eat. I just want to throw back some food. You know, when pre-op, I had stuffed and gorged myself beyond belief to feeling absolutely disgusting. And, you know, nowadays I eat smaller portions. I eat different foods. And so I would say every so often, maybe now, it definitely was more frequent throughout my journey, and now it's definitely been fewer and far between. But I will have these days where I just want to eat just for the sake of eating, and I want to eat the stuff that I normally don't eat just because I feel like I'm depriving myself. And I think when I was during my losing phase, I was very, very strict with my diet. So those days came more often where I would want to just to eat, and I would want to eat, you know, McDonald's and junk food and carbs and all that stuff that I don't normally eat. And I would give in to those temptations. And now in my maintenance phase, I would say that this is few and far between. And that's because I found a way to deal with this, and that's by making myself feel like I'm not depriving myself, which means, in my mind, treating myself every day. And I do this by eating such things as sugar-free ice cream, or I eat like these healthy cookies, or, you know, something really satisfying like a good soup or something like that, or a Starbucks light frappuccino, or a yogurt smoothie or something like that. And to be honest, doing this every day on a daily basis has helped me not feel that deprivation, that, you know, why me? Why can't I eat these foods? Why can't I eat this much? And by keeping a steady diet every single day, by eating a good amount, by not going back and forth from the restricting to binging like I have had issues with in the past. I just make sure I am constantly, steadily eating every day. I'm rewarding myself, or, you know, having a treat every day, and I don't feel like I'm depriving myself, so I enjoy those alternatives to the junk that I used to eat. And you know, it's been quite a while since I've put anything in my mouth that I shouldn't, you know, a McDonald's run or anything like that. It's been a long time, and I definitely think it's because I treat myself every day to those healthy cookies, sugar-free ice cream. I actually bought an ice cream maker to make my own recipes of sugar-free ice cream. I found a bunch of great recipes online. So if many of you are like me and you have a sweet tooth, it's something that you want to, you know, get your fix of. But it's definitely possible to do it in a healthier way and still feel satisfied and still feel good while maintaining your weight. So like I said, that's kind of something I've learned to kind of cope with it. And it's worked so far so good. So I can't complain too much. But yeah, that's kind of how I deal with my food issues, and also just trying to find other ways, other things to keep me busy. I almost feel like I've had a transfer addiction, and I've told some people this, but shopping's now my big thing. So instead of turning to food for comfort, I almost kind of turned to going out shopping. And with as much weight as I've lost in a short amount of time, it's still a work in progress of building up my wardrobe. So, you know, I can kind of justify it a little bit. But anyways, I think I kind of answered the question. So that's all I got for you guys. Again, it was Thursday, Proof Weight Loss Surgery Works. I'm your Thursday vlogger, BanditStephanie or Stephanie. And I will talk to you guys next week with next week's question. Hopefully another viewer topic that we can address and give you our advice on. So thank you guys for all the support as usual, and I will talk to you guys next week. Have a good weekend. Bye.